Are there things that you're trying to take away specifically from tonight?
I mean, there's some things you could probably take away from it, negative and positively. So look at it and see what those are.
Anything off the top of your head, like right away, the first thing that the league gets on hand kind of quickly, or?
Yeah, I mean, just from my perspective, just probably just gotta play harder. And that's strictly just speaking for myself. And do a better job of just being me, you know, consistently, and not confiding my game or how I play, because it just doesn't work for our team. It doesn't work, you know, just in general, just doesn't put me in the position or pace that I need to play at to be able to better my teammates. So that's just something that I need to make sure I'm consistently doing.
Russ, how much control do you feel like you have over that aspect that you're talking about, playing like yourself?
I mean, I got control over me. That's the only thing I can control. I can't control nobody else.
Russ, just to be clear, does that mean you want to change some aspect of the way you play and you want to make your game fit into what everyone else is doing? How do you do that with LeBron out, AD getting set, none, just hitting?
But I've done it for 14 years and nothing changed.
You said you need to not confine your game, I think is what you said. What is that, I guess, because theoretically with no LeBron and you being able to be the primary playmaker, it would be a more natural situation for you over these couple of games. Do you feel like you're still limiting yourself in some ways tonight?
I'm just trying to figure it out, you know. It's what I do. It's what I do. It's what I've done the last 4 or 5 years, just try to figure it out, come to a new team, try to make, you know, the best of the situation and being the player that I am. And I like to find ways to do what's better for the team, whatever it is the coach asks me to do. But with that is always a struggle of just making sure that I am able to be who I am, you know, supposed to be on the floor, and that's doing everything and playing the hardest I can possibly play. And I got to do that for our team, and, you know, I didn't do that tonight, but that is something that I will make sure that is done moving forward.
Russ, they jumped out on you guys early. They're a good home team. You already without LeBron. AD went out. Somewhat understand that you guys get back into it. But what do you think you were doing in the second that you weren't able to carry over to the third? Why do you think the third they were able to kind of put it to bed?
Just getting no stops, defending, honestly. Getting stops where we needed it. We wasn't doing that. So, you know, they made shots.
Russ, just personnel-wise, and maybe it's a little harder with LeBron out. You have some of those small lineups and still have the low man that Frank likes to talk about. But did you notice some certain thing with the floor spread? You know, when AD started at the 5, and is there anything that you see big picture-wise for the way that you play that fits one way or the other?
Yeah, I mean, it don't matter who's on the floor, what lineup we have in the game. Doesn't change much for me. So honestly, it shouldn't change my mindset at all. It shouldn't change the way I play. I'm able to figure out and do whatever needs to be done on the floor when I'm playing the way I need to play.
Based on kind of what you're saying, are you putting any extra pressure on yourself doing this and trying to fit in, trying to make your game right for the team?
No, I don't put no pressure on myself to do anything. I'm very elite at what I do, and I believe that every single night. And that's how I need to play. Simple as that. There's no extra pressure of any sort for me. Like I said, I've been doing this every year. It's not like a new thing. So when I figure it out, then, you know, I'm being in a better position. But right now, there's so many different things happening, lineup changes, so many different people in and out. The way we're playing, we're not winning, which is primarily the most of the reason why I always feel like I need to do something better for our team when we don't win. That's just how I am as a player. So losing definitely doesn't help anything. Like when we win, and what happens? But when we lose, me personally, I always take ownership in my play because if I'm not playing the best way that we can play, then I feel like it's on me to be able to play better to give us a better chance of winning ball games.
Obviously, injuries and availability have added this whole other wrinkle to what's going on this first 10 games. But did you expect this to be this challenging, as challenging as it's been to kind of blend in?
I wouldn't say it's challenging. I never said those words, so we're not gonna do that and put those words in my mouth. But I think any new team, any team that's trying to figure it out, with lineup changes and things like that, there will be different obstacles you may face as a team, and that's all normal. And I understand that, just playing this game throughout the season, adversity may start the season, middle of the season, end, whatever. You never know, but nobody really cares. Nobody cares if that is happening. If your guys are hurt, guys are not in. Nobody cares. So it's my job as a professional to go out and do what I need to do, and that's why it's up to me to be able to make that change.
This feels the same as figuring it out in Houston and figuring it out in Washington, or is it more challenging in this situation than it was in those others? Or?
No, it's been the same with me, man. If you just kind of look back and you see last 3 or 4 years I've been on new teams, so I always had to figure out the best way to better play. And the good part about it is I'm so blessed and thankful that I can do so many different things on the floor, that I can do whatever with anybody. I can play with anybody, and I'm very comfortable in that. But I also take a lot of pride, and I take a lot of just energy and effort to making sure that I am being the best I can be with the guys that we have on this team, and making the best of the situation.
Similar question, but when everybody talks about next man up principles when certain guys are out, but over your course of your career, how do you try to find cohesion in a moment when the rotation's changing so much, and then what are the things you try to fall back on in a new team?
Just playing basketball. I think for the most part tonight we we didn't play basketball. We didn't just go out there and compete. We didn't play hard. We only played in spurts. Those guys came out hitting on all cylinders, especially in that first half to get that big lead. But it's going to be like that. This is part of the game. We don't know who's going to be in there. We don't know. We can't control injuries. We can't control what guys are going through physically. So it is next man up. It sounds cliche, but it is what it is. We still got to go out there and compete.
Yeah, Dwight was saying that you can't make excuses for a situation like that if you want to win, but over the course of your career, have you seen those things sometimes be related, where effort can be tied to uncertainty or? Yeah,
I see it. It's 19 years. You see everything. I've seen it not once, not twice, but a lot of times where, guys go down and, the guys are trying to search and figure out what they're supposed to do, and lineups change. But hey, man, that's the luxury of being in the NBA. You just never know what's going to happen. You never know who's going to get injured. You never know when your number is going to get called, and that was the case tonight.
How are you able to? Can you evaluate this team? LeBron and AD gets sick, no none yet, no THD. How do you evaluate who you guys are right now? Can you do that?
You guys gonna do that anyway, but I don't think you can, to be honest with you. But hey, man, it is what it is, bro. It's we still go out there, we still play, we still have guys. Some nights we have full roster. Some nights we don't. But honestly, we really haven't had a full roster, the whole season. Maybe preseason, one game, but As of yet, we haven't had all our guys out there. So it's, we think about that, but when you're out there on the court, it's hard to think about. It's hard to think about that.
We've talked before about your history with Russ. I'm curious, what have you made? Obviously performance tonight, not a good game by Russ's standards, and then his overall fit these first 10 games and his adjustment.
Well, I mean, we've seen him in some games that we had at home. We've seen him fit right in. We've seen him, lead the charge. We've seen him do what he do, and is in attack mode. And we've seen nights where he hasn't been that. So that's the give and take with Russ. That's throughout his whole career. He's always figured it out. He's always figured out how to adapt, how to make adjustments, what he has to do personally, physically, mentally. We can't control that. That's something that he has. He controls, and only he knows what he has to do. We got to be there just to support him, and then that's what we would do.
Carmelo, you talk about just the effort not being there tonight. How much of that do you think was a response to seeing AD have to leave early? And do you guys feel like you handled that as well?
I didn't even know AD left, to be honest. And early in the game, I was looking for him. I thought he went to the back to get taped or something. I didn't know what was going on. I was just so locked into the game. I knew that he was.